Today's video, we're going to be discussing a few different options when it comes to sunshades for the DJI Mavic Pro. Now, the Mavic Pro is supposed to be flown like this with nothing on it, but if you look at some people's footage, you're going to see stray light rays coming into the camera, casting glares on there. It just doesn't look that great when flying at certain angles. You'll also see some shots where the props are actually casting shadows on the camera lens. You can see the little rays of light coming in. It's just not very good. Now, there are a few different options out there when it comes to sunshades. A few users have modified the dome cover that comes with the Mavic by cutting out the front, similar to what this one looks like. Now I purchased this one from shapeways.com. This is a 3D printed Sunhood here, and you could potentially get the same effect doing it yourself on this one. You would just cut the slits, sand it down, and paint it black. Now, I wasn't very impressed with this one. I thought this was going to be really nice. 3D printed, it's supposed to be strong and flexible. Well, it's strong, but I didn't think it would be this flexible. Like, I can squeeze this thing and it really bends. Compared to the original Mavic Pro cover, this one's really strong. I mean, it's got a little bit of give to it, but not a whole lot. I can see the side of this Sunhood in almost every shot I've done, and I wasn't impressed with the quality of it, so I kept looking to see if there was anything else, and I stumbled upon this guy right here. This is the TACO-RC Mavic Sunhood. Now, the differences between this one and the Shapeway one is quite substantial. Alright, so when comparing these Sunhoods right here, we got the TACO-RC one on the left-hand side here, and we have the Shapeways one on the right. Now, the openings on these things are vastly different. Look at how much room you have to work with on the left-hand side there, that TACO-RC one. You can see right there how much farther out the TACO-RC one sticks out. The left-hand side here is a little higher. It sticks out a little bit farther than the right-hand side does here. The inside here is a little weird because these aren't quite straight. They almost look like they were like cut by hand. Same goes for the top there. And instead of using the plastic latches that are on both sides of this one right here, they have screws. So I really wanted a Sunhood to not only get rid of that stray sun, but also protect the gimbal in the event of a crash. Though I did like this Shapeways one, I found that it did have a tendency to fall off rather easily, and you can see from right here that there is not much clearance for that gimbal and lens to move around in there. Like, literally, like, look at how close it is to that edge. Now, I would catch these left and rights in this camera quite a bit when I was flying it, and I will put some of that footage in so you guys can see it. This cover does come off quite easy, so if you move it just a little bit, falls right off. And that's not even pushing on it that hard, that's just because it flexes so much. Like, this thing flexes. All you gotta do kind of is just pinch this and it like comes off. That wasn't even touching that latch on the back. Now, this TACO-RC one, like I said, it has these screws, and when you put this one on, it doesn't flex like that other one did. Like, I can pull on this thing pretty good and it does not budge. Like, you literally have to pinch pretty hard to get that sucker off. And in comparison to the Shapeways hood, look at how much more clearance you have there for camera rotation. Like, that is substantial. That's almost 3 times as much on this side. This side even has a lot more. And the gimbal is exposed here, but it doesn't protrude out from the housing. So if you'd run into something that is going to be protected quite well. You know, it's not going to hit the camera. And when looking at the bottom here, the camera has plenty of room to tilt downward, and that cover won't get into the shot there either. So honestly, I really like this Sunhood. This thing is really nice. It's durable. The only thing I can say is the design up here where these screws screw in is kind of weird, but it does offer that gripping power, and it's not going to fall off your drone. Like, I would trust this thing running into something and this cover protecting your camera. Now, if something would protrude in there, you're probably most of the time going to have an ND cover on your camera anyway, so that'll protect your glass. And I think this is a valuable option to have. I like it. Alright, so we are going to be testing these sunshade hoods out. Right now, I got the Lifeway one installed. I'm going to launch my DJI Go 4 app. Turn my drone on here. Now I do got the TACO-RC 32 filter on right now, and you can see I'm still overexposed by just a touch. I'll have to bring that up to about 100. I am going to fire up the motors on this puppy. Okay, so I'm going to spin this around quick. There I am. Sensing the camera and stuff here. Alright, so right now we have the Lifeway sunshade hood installed. And when we go back and forth, not too much popping in there. That side, that way's pretty good. If we go left here, see the sunshade hood popping in just a little bit to the left side there. And I'm going to bring her back around, and I'm going to hit hard forward, and you can see the top of it right there came into frame. Stop really quick, not too bad on the stop. But the top, you get a lot of it in the picture there. Let's go into sport mode here quick. And now you can really see the sunshade on the left and the right. Not so much when you go backwards, but when you go forward, you really see quite a bit of it there. Let's jump back into regular mode here. If you were going to be, you know, going a lot slower, the Sunhood does a pretty decent job. Let's bring it back. We'll swap it out for the TACO-RC one. You guys will be able to really see the difference that one does for me. Right now we have the TACO-RC Sunhood installed. You guys will see how much better of a job this one does. So that's full force forward right now, and there is nothing in the picture. It is perfectly clear. I hit brakes quick, backwards, nothing in the picture. I am going to hard to the right, nothing there. Hard to the left, nothing there. Let's fly this way a little bit. See if we can get any of that good old light glare into the camera. I mean, obviously if you're facing straight on with the sun, that's going to get into the camera. What this sun hood does is protects stray light from coming in on the sides. I'd say we are looking pretty good. I'm going to throw her in sport mode. We're going to see what she does. See if we can get that sunshade in the picture here. So hard left, hard right, nothing. I'm going to bank the camera up a little bit here. Hard right, nothing. Hard left, nothing. Let's turn that really quick, nothing. A little bit there, I think, on the left side. Actually, you know what? Look at that, looks pretty darn good there. Let's go full force forward. Nothing in the frame there. Full force backwards. Nothing. Oh, a little bit in the corner there. Let's try that again. Back and forward. A little bit popping through there. So final thoughts on this TACO-RC Sunhood is, it's great. I love it. It does what it's supposed to, and it doesn't get in the way of your shot.